Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, today I'm going to show you guys why you need a bed mat for the back of the Tacoma. That's right, one of these right here. If you saw, I had a video out recently. I did an install on it. Not too difficult. You just throw it in there. But what do you need it for? And do you even need it? Well, let me show you first what a Tacoma bed is, if you're not familiar with it, or even if you are. It is a plastic composite bed. This is plastic. This is plastic. That's plastic. Everything back there is indeed plastic. It's not an insert. It's not something temporary. It is your bed. So what happens when you put stuff back there? Many of you who already have Tacomas probably know what happens when you put stuff back there. But as you could see there, briefly, a moment ago, I did put a couple of things back there. You know, if you use your truck for work or whatever, you might have a toolbox of some sort back there, maybe a cooler, because if you're like where I am, it gets very frickin' hot here. So, I put these two items back there because we're going to go out on the road before we put the bed mat in, and I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to show you why you need a bed mat in the back of your Tacoma. All right, here we go. Right there you can see it moved that cooler just backing out of the driveway. Now we're going to take off a little bit, and this is going to be very enlightening, I think. There you can see everything kind of shot forward. Oh, and then right to the back. Again, hearing this inside the cab, I mean, you could actually hear the toolbox and the cooler slamming around into the sides, in the front and the back of the truck. Every time either one of those hit something in the truck, you could hear it, almost feel it in the cab. There we go. Oh, right there. That was a pretty good hit while we were going. Not the loudest. There you go. It's just amazing to me how much, it's like that stuff is on ice. I mean, that's how slick the surface of the composite bed is. In a minute, we're going to have a really good slam, which you guys should be able to hear. Oh, there, it just demolished whatever was breakable back behind it. I think coming right there. That was the worst one. And man, I could feel that in the cab. You know, when it took that hit, it was amazing to me how loud that was. And then things just continued to move around. Now think about if you actually had something that was big and heavy in there, what kind of damage it could do to the sides, the plastic and stuff in there. Now it is pretty durable, but hey, it's only going to take so much, right? And if you have anything in there that's breakable, like a TV, something like that, and you let it slide around in there, I'm talking about something that's not, you know, protected with shipping stuff, you could have a big problem. But I don't know, I was just really shocked. So we'll see here in the next step what adding the mat is going to do with this. Okay, that was more violent than I thought it was going to be. Hopefully the volume picked up in the video so you guys could actually hear the impact of this toolbox. And it's just a simple toolbox. It's not excruciatingly heavy. So imagine what would happen if you had something that had some weight to it back there. Man, you might actually damage the truck. I'm going to have to do a look myself. I don't think anything like that happened, but geez. So now we're going to put the bed mat in there, and we're going to do the same test again and see if indeed it keeps these things from sliding all over the place. So let me get the bed mat in, and we'll set you up again. Take a look. Okay, as you guys can see, we have the bed mat in the truck now. I think I positioned the two pieces there in the same spot as before. I will tell you there was no damage from that toolbox sliding around and slamming into the composite bed. But now we're going to go for another ride, see how it reacts, same course, with the bed mat in there. Okay, we're taking off out of the driveway, and as of course you can see, the bed mat is in there.
And I will mention, the bed mat itself weighs somewhere between 45 and 50 pounds, I believe. So it's not light. It's certainly never going to fly out of the back of your truck, if that's any concern. No way does that thing blow out of there. So we're continuing down the road. You do see the cooler moving around a little bit in there. That cooler is top heavy, and in a couple seconds you're going to see it fall over onto the side of the truck. Might be able to hear a little smack from that, I'm not sure. And part of that's the wind blowing on it before, or two, you could see that in the other video where the wind kind of blows that around. Here's a stop as we leave the subdivision, and hopefully you'll be able to tell from around the sides of the bed how we accelerate and stop. Yep, there it goes, just kind of fell over against the side. But if you watch the road and listen to the motor, if the video picks that up, you'll be able to see that I did do about the same driving as I did without the mat in there, so it's not skewed in any way. I did take the same course. Now, you're going to see a couple of times in here, and I did this intentionally, and this is where I did skew it the other way, where I kind of nailed the brakes to stop, just to see if I could get that toolbox to slide at all. Right here, the camera had moved down. I was driving so aggressively that the wind actually pushed the camera down a bit, so I had to get out and adjust it. But shortly, I think coming up right here, we're going to do a stop right there. So that was a hard stop and then a hard takeoff, just to see if anything moved back there. And surprisingly, even that cooler, which is relatively light, especially compared to the toolbox, didn't move at all. It didn't even slide back and forth on its edge. There you see it just went back over. So you can tell from the way the cooler's moving around that I am getting on the throttle. I'm not taking it easy to prove any kind of point with this mat in there or anything, but just amazing to me how well things stick in there with that mat. An absolutely must have for the Tacoma, I think.
Okay, you guys can see that nothing moved. I'm quite impressed. Take a look at that. The big toolbox stayed where it was. The only thing that happened over there with the cooler was it fell over because it's top heavy. But wow, it did. Honestly, I didn't expect there to be much movement, but I didn't expect there to be no movement. I mean, that toolbox, you saw what it did without the bed mat in there. It was all over the place, which I'm not surprised. The bed in here, the composite bed without anything in it, is very, very slippery. You could imagine if you live in a cold climate, what this bed would be like if it were a little bit brittle, a little bit chilled, if you will. So, do you need a bed mat in the Tacoma? Wow, I think the Tacoma should come with a bed mat. That's how slippery it is in here. And for the cost, I think it's about, depending on what you get, anywhere between 60 and 80 bucks. It's well worth the money, and I would even finagle that in with your deal. You know, right when you get to the end, say, oh, I forgot about that bed. That bed is so slippery. And you got to throw in a bed mat or the deal's off. And if the dealer's not going to throw in a bed mat for 80 bucks, the deal should be off. And if they don't believe you, tell them to go out there and look at RobMotive's bed mat video. I don't know how you could argue with it. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, do a little test. You know, there's always some controversy out there about anything that you put out. Do you need a bed mat? Do you not need a bed mat? I never haul anything. Well, you only have to haul one thing one time that's really heavy or really valuable, and have it slip and slide around back there and slam into the side of the truck and either break whatever the cargo is or break the truck itself before that 60, 80 bucks, whatever it is, or hopefully free when you buy the truck, is worth it. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Did you expect it to be as violent as it was? I don't know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.